Senator Paul. We have two announcements before we move on to our next agenda item. First of all, if you have any amendment to our platform, the amendments are due now. It is just past 11 o'clock. Please bring them up here to the table to the right of the stage, or to the left of the stage, depending if you're up here with me or down there with you. The next announcement is, members of the Credentialing Committee, you are needed in the Credentialing Committee room immediately. So if you were one of those ones that served on the Credentialing Committee, please feel free to exit now and go to Hall B, which is where the Credentialing Committee meets. Pardon me? Okay. The next item on our agenda is a report from the Committee on Rules. So will the Chair, David Chung, please come to the podium.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. As we get started with the Rules Committee report, I would like to thank the Rules Committee. John Stalker from the 3rd District was our secretary, and I served along with Shelley Adkins from 1st District, Don Rochter, Marlis Popma from the 2nd District, Isaiah McGee from the 3rd District, Bonnie Hall and Caleb Bell from the 4th District. So thank you very much, Committee. Also, I know many of you have not had a chance to read the rules before today, and I want to apologize. Apparently the party used the same email system that the IRS did for Lois Lerner. I am going to go over some highlights in the rules very quickly. In the general rules, Rule 1C, motions from the floor other than a nomination require a second from 50 or more delegates. So if you make a motion, you'll have to have 50 people rise with you. The chair will do a quick count to see whether your motion will be recognized. It will take a 2/3 vote both to approve these rules and to suspend or amend these rules once approved. In Section 1, Rule J, those persons who wish to make nominations, present motions, or speak to the convention shall, after being recognized, identify themselves by name and county. Please remember to do that so the chair doesn't have to ask you to. Also, very important, Rule 1K. In debate on any subject, the number of speakers shall be limited to 3 delegates on each side. 3 in favor, 3 opposed, 1 minute apiece. If the motion concerned, and this is new this year, if the motion concerns the work of one of the convention committees, for example, this rules report, the committee chairman may, at his or her option, be recognized to speak first in opposition to the motion. Also, Rule 1L, there are microphones marked opposed and in favor. The opposed microphone is to my left. The in favor microphone is to my right. Please select the appropriate microphone to make it easier for the chairman to recognize you in alternating order. Also, another rule, Rule 3A, just to point out highlights again, a call for a division requires a second from 60 or more delegates, consisting of at least 15 from each district. If someone calls for a division and you are supportive of the call, please rise so we know that more than 1 or 2 people believe that the call is in question. In the area of elections for Lieutenant Governor, Attorney General, and Treasurer candidates, nominations will be made from the floor. Nominating speeches may not exceed 2 minutes. Nominations will be seconded, but there will be no seconding speeches. Only registered Republicans eligible to hold the respective office may be nominated, and voting shall be by written ballot for those elections where more than one person is nominated. In the event of a second or subsequent ballots, the candidate receiving the least number of votes will be removed from consideration. Finally, on the platform, there shall be no debate on any individual plank or section or the entire report of the platform unless an amendment has been properly filed. And according to our rules, those amendments needed to have 50 signatures from delegates representing 10 counties and as was just announced, they were supposed to be turned in by 11 a.m. If you are the lead sponsor of a platform amendment, please be ready to approach the microphone and on the speaking in favor side so you will be recognized. The chairman will make 2 attempts to call you and give you the opportunity to address your motion. After that, we will move on. Lastly, no person other than a convention officer or committee chairman shall be allowed to speak on more than 4 items unless they are the lead sponsor of an amendment. So there will be limits to the amount of time that a person may address this convention. And I will turn it back over to our chairman.
Thank you, David. Do I have a motion to approve the rules as presented? Is the mic turned on?
No. It's on. Talk.
And ma'am,
Can you hear me?
now I can
Thank
hear
you.
But there is
My
understand-
name is Lita Mines, Warren County. I would like to amend 2 rules.
Thank you.
The first one is,
Ma'am, you are out of order at this point in time.
what do you mean it's out of order? You can't move the rules until they're amended if you want to amend them.
You need to wait for the point of discussion about the motion and its second, as I will be calling them.
All
And then
right.
you will have opportunity to speak. Do I have a motion to approve the rules as presented by the committee? Is there a second to the motion? Is there any discussion?
Yes, now it's my turn.
Ma'am,
Okay,
could you
I
please
would like to
identify
amend
yourself?
Rule 5G under platform amendments and debate to change the last sentence to read, the deadline for submission of amendments shall be 12 noon or when we recess for lunch, whichever is later.
Madam Secretary, did you get the motion? Is there a second to the motion? I'm going to need to see a few more people.
The rules haven't been adopted yet, so you don't have to have 50 people. All you need is a second and a motion.
We have enough people standing. We're going to consider the motion seconded. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. The motion is to amend item 5G from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, or when we adjourn for lunch,
Whichever
whichever is sooner.
Later.
Whichever is later, I apologize. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. All opposed to the motion, say nay. Nay. The nays have the motion. The motion is defeated.
My second amendment would be to amend 5H under platform amendments and debate to delete lines 1 through 14 and change the last sentence to read, platform amendments must be submitted on paper with the requisite signatures as described in Rule 5F. And I will discuss that when you're ready to have me discuss it.
There is a motion on the floor. Did you get that captured? To amend 5H and delete lines 1 through 14.
Correct.
Is there a second to this motion?
And to change the last sentence.
And to change the last sentence,
Platform amendments must be submitted on paper with the requisite signatures as described in Rule 5F.
give us one moment to capture that.